In our blog for today, we're going to talk about a father getting sole physical and legal custody of his children. In addition, he was allowed to locate with his children from New York to Texas. In a case before Judge Lori Statler, sitting in a divorce part in New York County, a father and a mother each brought petitions in a post-judgment custody proceeding. Each of them sought legal custody and physical custody of the two children of the parties. The father presented in his moving papers that there had been problems regarding his visitation with the children. The problems were especially significant on weekends and holidays. He claimed these problems arose after the wife moved from Texas to New York. The wife, who had received custody of the children from a court in Texas, moved to New York several days after entry of the judgment of divorce, giving her custody of the children by a court in Texas. It was claimed that the mother alienated the children against the father. The father, in his moving papers to the court, asserted the mother had been involved in a program of parental alienation of the children against him. He also argued in his papers the mother was an unfit parent. He claimed she was incapable of taking care of the children because she was continually abusing drugs. The mother made several arguments to the court. She claimed that the father had sexually abused his daughter. However, the court, after reviewing the allegations and the evidence submitted regarding these allegations, determined that this was not true. Judge Statler found the mother to be less than honest in her testimony. She found there were inconsistencies in the mother's testimony. Judge Statler held the mother's testimony created questions with regard to her ability to help develop a loving relationship between the children and the father. She concluded there was a change of circumstances since the entry of the judgment of divorce in 2011 by the court in Texas. She found the change in circumstance required she reevaluate what was in the children's best interest. Justice Statler determined a modification of the Texas custody order was warranted. She ruled the father was to receive sole legal and physical custody. In addition, she authorized him to relocate back to Texas because this was in the children's best interest. Justice Statler went on in her decision to state, the father was more capable of providing the children with a stable and appropriate living environment. He was better suited to foster a relationship between the children and their mother. In conclusion, this case stands for a fact that a father was the more stable parent, and it was in the children's best interest to live with the father in another state. I assume the mother's parental alienation of the children contributed to the judge's decision to award the father both legal and physical custody. I personally have been involved in dozens of cases where mothers have failed to promote the loving relationship between the father and the children. Alienating children against one parent damages the children. It is always in children's best interest to have two loving parents and not to be participants in a war of roses between the parents.